The story starts with a guy who's having the best moment of his life, spending time with a girl who tries to share love with him. He wants to insert his lion inside the cave, but he is stuck and he cannot move. A few hours ago, the little stick guy was at a party with his university classmates. He is feeling thirsty to share his love with every girl there because it is very different from school, as there are a lot of girls around him. He looks around, thinking that he might get a girlfriend today. Therefore, he makes a plan to make friends with all the girls. Before he makes his first move and sits next to a girl, Tatsumigahara Ewi, who is the most popular girl in the university, asks if she can sit next to him. The guy wonders how can she even approach him and praises her looks in his mind because he has only seen girls like her on television. He keeps looking at her and notices that her melons are too huge and he is still shocked that he is near her. He keeps looking at her melons and feels like they are super soft. While the thoughts are going through his mind, Tatsumigahara Ewi asks him for a favor but wants him to keep it as a secret. She asks him if he minds following her, and our lovely protagonist wonders if she wants to share love with him. He confirms that she is talking to him and she agrees to it. The lovely guy named Mondo-kun is shocked as he never thought she would come and ask him out, and Tatsumigahara shows love to him. Mondo-kun realized at the same moment that it was time for him to be happy, as spring had arrived for him. Therefore, he decided to follow her to the counter, where they had a few drinks because he was feeling upbeat. After that, he experienced an unexpected time of sleepiness at that point, and he felt tired. Mondo-kun only remembered her suspicious smile. He thinks she must have put something to make him sleepy. At the time of sharing love, while he is stuck and cannot move, he asks Tatsumigahara what she wants to do with him, and she acts like she is not doing anything with him. He asks, why is he chained here, and tells her to unchain him so that he can go home. Tatsumigahara looks at him and asks if he is lying and takes out a knife to cut the stick. She says that he would not say something like that and claims that they are in a relationship while making sure he understood it or not. However, Mondo-kun is still shocked, and she asks him again if he understands or not, and he agrees with her saying. Tatsumigahara feels glad after he agrees with her, and Mondo-kun is not ready to believe that she has this kind of personality. He tries to look for a way to run away from there, but a girl enters the room and he wonders, why is there another girl there? Tatsumigahara asks a girl named Midori-chan to be in charge of the food, and Mondo thinks that this new girl is not a worker and wonders if she is a friend of Aoi. Midori placed the food on the table and left a letter next to it. Mondo looks at the letter and wonders if it is for him. Amidst, Aoi gets up saying that it is time for her to go to the class and tells him not to forget to eat the food. Mondo picks up the food and eats it. After that, he reads the letter in which it is written that he should do what she asks him to do, and someday he will be helped by Midori. Mondo wonders if he should wait for Midori to help her, as he is not sure if he should trust her or not. He hides the letter and thinks that he has no other choice but to wait for her. Mondo-kun fell asleep and has no clue when that happened. When he opens his eyes, he has no clue about it and sees Aoi next to him. She asks him if he slept well and goes near him to ask if he would like to eat or freshen up. She tries to share her love with him but stops right away so that she can feed him the food. She decides to take care of him, and Mondo thinks that she is not angry. Aoi gives him his favorite food, meat and potatoes, and then feeds him with all the love and care she has for him. She asks if the food is delicious, and he says it is, and Aoi starts to feel happy because he likes the food she made for him. Mondo thinks that this is the perfect scenario for him, only if he is not stuck like this. Then he thinks about the food, as it was really delicious, and Aoi tells him that she is very glad because he finished the food. After eating, she starts to clean things up for him, and thus, she gets near him, but he keeps telling her to move away as he is not comfortable doing it. While she is near him, she notices that he is blushing, even though she is just cleaning things for him. She tries to show her love and says that claims that he is blushing just by getting helped and wonders what will happen if she shares her love with him. Things are going out of hand as Aoi tries to be close to him while everything is already heating. She gets ready right in front of him and shows him the perfect melons, but Mondo is not ready for anything yet. However, she still tries to get closer, while her melons are squeezing against him, and he asks her what she is trying to do. Aoi questions if he is an idiot and tries to share her love with him once again while claiming that he will love it. She is so motivated that she is ready to show him what she is trying to do. He does not understand it. She opens the cage for the lion and asks if he would like to feel good with her every day. As the lion comes out of the cage, she makes him feel comfortable and tells him to leave everything to her. As she starts to take the lion inside the cage, Mondo starts to cry because he is not ready to do it yet and he keeps shouting. Amidst, he notices that Aoi gets angry and he cannot allow her to get out of control. He thinks about something to make her happy again. Therefore, he claims that she is somehow important to him because he cares about her and he does not want to do this sharing love thing with her. Meanwhile, he thinks that if what that letter said was true, then he has to keep Aoi in a good mood until he can get out of here. Thus, he asks her to believe in him and she agrees to do that. Then she confesses her love for him and claims that she loves him more than anyone else, while Mondo wonders if he really did convince her. He feels glad because she is happy again, but his mood gets changed as Aoi angrily claims that she will not forgive him if he does anything wrong. Mondo thinks that he should stop with tricks as it is not safe for him. After several days, Midori brings in the dinner for Mondo as usual, and he still does not know anything about her and the situation. All he knows is that in this house, everyone takes turns bringing him food, and it implies that the cook may deliver the food to him. Even though some girls avoid making conversation with him, others frequently start up small talk with him. He knows absolutely nothing about them, except that they are young and beautiful women. Nobody is interested in helping him, except one, who is Midori, as she always brings letters along with the food, and in those letters, there is a bit of information about them. He gets to know that the family Aoi belongs to is very powerful, and they often bring some people like them, and she makes no mention of what happened to the guests they brought to this place. Midori even told him about the keys of his handcuffs, and he never realized that those keys were near the melons. He wonders if there is any way to get them off besides he can get hurt by her. After many days, he finally receives the letter from Midori for him to run away, as everything is ready for him. He keeps reading her instructions, but he does not even know anything about her. However, for him, she is the only hope, and after waiting for many days, the long-awaited day has finally arrived. He receives a letter from Midori claiming that she is ready and they will leave at night. He thinks about her and wonders if she will be all right and hopes that she is not in danger. Mondo's head starts to hurt, and he feels dizzy at the same time. Amidst, Aoi walks in with a thing to insert into his cave, while claiming that it is a pity because Midori-chan will not come. Then she asks Mondo if he remembers what she told him about that she will not forgive him if he does anything wrong. He wonders if Midori failed and tries to act normal, but Aoi angrily mentions that she is not going to be fooled because she already knows everything. Then she says that Midori is bad, and she has no other choice but to punish him. Mondo gets scared, and he asks what she did to Midori, and she angrily says that after all this time, he is still loving other girls. She decides to punish him, and he thinks that he messed up. He apologizes to Midori for what she did. Aoi hits him, and he takes the chance to take the key from her. He opens his hands and decides not to give up as he needs to protect Midori. Therefore, he runs to save her, and she apologizes for not saving him, but then she claims that she is ready to help him. Aoi runs towards them, and they decide to leave that place as soon as possible. Mondo and Midori walk out of there, while Aoi keeps crying for Mondo to stop and not to leave her. Mondo is not sure what is going to happen from now on, but he is motivated because he is with Midori. He feels positive that one day he will come out of all this and a happier future will come. Midori and Mondo-kun run off of there, but he falls on the ground in the middle of the way. She tries to wake him up, and after some time, he finally wakes up. Midori says that he was sleeping for the whole day and she was worried for him. Mondo apologizes for his mistake and thinks that the nightmare is over. However, when he opens his eyes, he sees his hands chained again and Midori is sitting next to him. He is not sure what is going on, and she says that she is glad that it worked properly, the medicine she gave to him. Amidst, Aoi walks in saying that Midori took her love away from her, and Midori tells her that it is her fault because she was acting weird. They feel bad for him because he fell for Midori's tricks. The girls keep talking to each other, and Aoi claims that she will not lose next time. There are a lot of girls watching Mondo-kun being tricked. Midori asks them to leave, and Mondo thinks that he was wrong about one thing, that it was over, but it never was. Meanwhile, Midori promises to take good care of him, and she wants to be his lover. Monon-kun is stuck in there and has no clue how it come to this. While he is thinking about it, Midori walks into the room and brings a box with her. She says everyone took their time to get out and finally she gets to meet him. Mondo asks for an explanation of the chains and questions why she lied to him because she promised to help him when Oi locked him up. He mentions that he believed in her and she broke his trust. Midori shows love to him and says that she had to do this because she had no other choice and all this was to protect him. Then she claims that they are not normal and no one escapes from there. Therefore, she got no other choice but to take good care of him there. However, Mondo does not understand anything, so he asks again, but Midori claims that she will love him properly and he will be fine there. She says that he will be taken care of sweetly, but in return, he has to be gentle with her. After that, she says that he used to always say these words too, because she saw him once when he was glared by a cashier girl in the convenience store and then on March 6 when a god barked at him. Moreover, on March 16, when he ran into the man at the ticket gate, he always used to say that he wanted that, or maybe Oni-san was saying such things, but in reality, he likes it when she is more energetic. Midori tries to start the show, but he wants her to stop. Midori rubs the lion and asks if he really likes this kind of thing. She wants to have more fun with him and tries to step on the tennis balls while asking if he enjoys it or not. She keeps her foot next to the cave, but then rubs it all over the area. She keeps rubbing her feet until she finds the lion's area and tries to rub it to wake that little lion up. Mondo thinks that things are getting bad at this rate and thinks that he should have thought about it and that they are the kind of people who casually take people with them, and it is absolutely terrifying for him. He keeps thinking about it, and Midori notices that he suddenly goes silent and asks what is wrong with him. She questions if he does not like it, and he angrily tells her to back off. Midori backs off, and he tries to cover the situation by saying that he needs to use the toilet very badly. Midori tries to help him, and he thinks if he gets to undo the chains like that, then he will be free, but things are not going as expected because Midori comes up with a thing that he can use to get freshen up. Mondo asks her shockingly about the thing she came up with and tries to insert the lion inside it so that he can feel free. She claims that she has done nurse training before, and Mondo tells her that it is not what he asked her for. She inserts the lion inside it and asks him to let it out. Then she makes a smiley face and asks if he is about to let it out as he has been holding it in since yesterday. Mondo-kun is not able to hold it in and lets everything out at once. Midori brings out the thing and says that a lot came out of it. After that, Mondo feels really embarrassed and wishes to disappear, and Midori tells him to sleep for now, as it is very late and they will continue it tomorrow. She tries to help him with a fabric and claims that he might need to get freshen up while she is not around, so she is helping him with that. She says that without her, he cannot do anything anymore, and with a smile on her face, she says bye to him and leaves the room. Mondo wants to escape from here as soon as possible because he will be stuck here like this for the rest of his life, and he will not be able to take a free breath. He cannot bear such a useless life. However, he has no clue how to run away from there and wonders if he can seek help from the other girls, but at the same time, he cannot trust anyone else. Mondo feels hopeless and wants help. The next morning, Oi brings something with her and wonders if Mondo will be waiting for her or not. She walks into the room, bids good morning, and asks Mondo if he slept well last night. Mondo says that he has not seen her since yesterday, and she says that she finally got her turn to be on duty. She brought a grilled salmon with salt as a breakfast for him, while Mondo is still unsure what to do and has no clue how things ended up like this. Oi says sorry to him for looking at him with a lack of respect and says that she is the one at fault. Mondo does not care about that and asks what they want from him, as this situation is unbelievable for him. He asks why she brings in people and keeps them in their home, and she says this is a little game between the sisters. She says the 5 of them are fighting over him and details are still a secret, but one thing she can say is that he cannot escape from this game. She tells him to run away from her, but he has to do one thing again, that is, to come back to her. She opens the curtains to the melons, and those pop out like the softest melons in the world, and claims that she will never hurt him like she did before, and that he can do whatever he wants to do with those melons. She makes a promise to him that she will not hurt him anymore, and then adds one more thing that Midori is quite easily persuaded. She asks him to keep that in his mind, and then walks out of the room. Mondo-kun thinks that this is way out of his hands and the mystery has deepened even further. He has no clue if he should believe Aoi-san or not. He thinks when he escaped from her before he remembers being hurt by her just to take the keys from her. He wonders if the key that Midori has now is important to him. He assumes it as a game and thinks of the rules as the key is surely related to those rules, and he wonders if he can get his hands on it somehow. It is lunchtime now, and Midori comes in with the lunch as she is in charge of it today. She asks if he wants to start with the lunch or if it would be better to clean his watermelon first. Meanwhile, Mondo is thinking about the words Iwai told him about Midori, and he asks her why she is doing this and mentions that she is not the kind of person who should be doing this. He wants to try everything to get out of there and mentions that he believed in her, but she broke his trust. Midori asks what is wrong all of a sudden and says that she did all that because she was thinking about him. He asks her to help him escape from there, and she can also come with him. Mondo cares deeply for her, and he wants to have a better future together from now on, and he does not want to believe that the entire letter thing was a lie. He says all this to her and then asks her to hold his hand once more. He is playing a trick on her to help him escape from there together, but she angrily tells him that he cannot run from there, but Mondo asks her for a way to do that. He wants to figure it out with her, but Midori asks him if he is an idiot. She asks angrily what he means by figuring it out together and tells him that he has an idiot face from the time they met, and it really makes her angry. He tells him not to play tricks on her, without realizing that he is being tricked too. She gets angry and finds him annoying and claims that this is the reason she hates men. Mondo calls her by her name, and she angrily stops him from doing that and says that he is annoying. Mondo thinks that she is short-tempered and asks her about it, but she tells him not to make assumptions and angrily tells him that she does not want him, and she never wanted him in the first place. She angrily closes the door and walks out of the room, leaving Mondo wondering if that is her true nature, but unexpectedly, he manages to obtain the key from her. He tries to reach for the key on the floor, but out of nowhere a third woman appears and she picks up the key. The new girl who picked the key asks if he wants the key, and Mondo knows that he messed up because another sister came in before he managed to get the key. He thought that he finally got the chance to run away, but it seemed like he was wrong. He keeps having thoughts in his mind, and the girl opens his hands, and the girl asks him if she was wrong to do that because she thought that he wanted to free his hands. Mondo gets up with a smile on his face and says that she did it right, as he was also trying to do that. The girl feels glad that she helped him. Mondo-kun gets up to run away, and the girl tells him to be careful because it is dangerous to get up right away. Mondo runs out to escape, but it seems like he does not know where the exit is. He keeps thinking about the exit and hears a sound, so he wonders if it is Midori or someone else. The girl who helped him to open the cuffs also helps him to the exit and shows him the way out of there. Mona looks at the girl, asks if she is going to let him go, and questions who she really is. The girl tells him to call her Cow and claims that she is going to take him somewhere nice. After a while, Mondo-kun ends up being in a bathroom and has no clue how did all this end up to this. He just followed that girl because he had no other way to escape. He wonders if he has been set up again. He thinks about Kyo, that she looks innocent, but still she is the sister of Aoi and Midori, so it might be that she is a participant in this twisted game. He wonders if all this was done to make him feel down and thinks that this bath must be a part of a game. Amidst, Kim walks into the room and tells him to get ready as they will help each other in there. She is all ready for a swimming championship and asks Mono if he thinks that she is all ready for him. Kyo smiles and says that it is particularly the same as being ready. And Mondo thinks that the weather in there makes her look slightly red. Then she asks Mondo how he feels as he has not taken nice care of himself, and he claims that it certainly has been a long time. Cow asks him if they shall do that now, and Mondo wonders what she is talking about. She gets up and claims that she is going to take care of him as she always wanted to try that. She wants him to join her, but it seems like Mondo is not sure about that. She asks him to take care of himself first, and then she will help him with that, and there they go. While she is helping him, Mondo feels kind of weird, and she starts to rub the height portion of the lion, so he asks her to stop. However, things take a turn, and he grabs the cover for the melons and pulls it towards himself. He shouts melons and then places his hands on them, which makes him feel awkward, so he apologizes for his actions. Ku wants to punish him for his doing and starts to tickle him, while Mondo cannot stand it. She wants to punish him for looking at her melons, but when she stops, the lion is already awake. Kyo calls him a bad guy when she notices the lion being up, but then she gets excited when it stands up fully. Mondo starts to feel bad, and then Cow says that she wants to take care of this lion too, as she has not done that yet. She gets close to it and says that he has to wash it properly and tells him to make sure to enjoy it. Mondo keeps asking her to stop, but she is too excited to help that lion that she asks him to be patient, as she will take care of every inch of it and she will make him feel good too. She starts to do her task, but her sisters walk into the room while she is doing that. After she is done, she claims that it should be fine now, and then she asks Mondo to rinse the lion now. Mondo feels like the emotions were going to flow out of his lion, but he somehow controlled that and felt like it was too close. Kyo also brought new fabrics for him, and he wonders if it is okay to have them. Then she gives him a drink so that he can feel good after she took care of him. Both of them gulp the drink at once, and Kyo says that it is delicious. All this makes Mondo remember when he used to do all this with a neighbor when he was younger. He feels good when he thinks about a normal life. Thus, he asks Kyo if she will help him and says that he knows she is also a participant in this game and he cannot stand it, that he has to spend every day in a room with no freedom. He asks her to help him leave this place and she agrees to do that. She mentions that if he wants to go outside, then she will take him with her, and then both of them walk out of the room while he keeps thinking if this is this easy or it was a trick. However, they end up outside and Mondo cannot believe that he is out and free, but Kyo tells him that it is right. He is out and free. Mondo feels really good being outside under the sun. Therefore, he holds her hands and says thanks to her for everything while claiming that he will not forget this favor. After that, he runs away into the woods and she says that he is gone. Meanwhile, Mondo keeps running and wonders if he can get out of the woods before it is dark. He decides to reach the police station once he reaches the village. He thought that he was going to be no more, but he somehow managed to run and he will be free soon. Mondo has no clue what he will do when he gets back to his home. He thinks about going to college and eating delicious food and decides to get a girlfriend this time. While he is walking in the woods, a guy comes out of nowhere and hits him, due to which Mondo falls on the ground. The guy is wearing a mask, and Mondo has no clue what is happening and who is this guy. He wonders if this guy is also with those sisters. He tries to run again, but more guys are wearing that mask and all of them beat him up. The guys drag him around the woods, and Kyo comes out of nowhere, and she tells those guys to stop as it is not a good thing to do. She goes near Mondo and asks if he is okay and asks if he knew this would happen. Mondo asks her if this is the reason she let him escape, and Kyo with an evil smile says of course. She starts to laugh like a monster and claims that he has exceeded her expectations as his eyes were shining just a moment ago. But now his face is full of regret and loss of hope. She tells him that he will never learn and asks if he does not feel like an idiot when he goes this far. She claims that Midori was irritated by him due to this, but she still loves her idiot Mondo-kun, so she will play games with him all the time. Mondo thinks that he has no other choice but to give up right now, and he agrees to the reality that he cannot escape from this game. While he is caught by everyone, Aoi is watching them through the window. Mondo is caught once again and he is left hopeless. While he is inside the house, Kyo approaches him and says that she heard that he has not eaten anything since yesterday. She made an egg dish for him and claimed that she knew he loved this dish with a lot of green onions. Mondo asks her how they know a lot about him, and she claims that it is another secret. Mondo asks her why they do not tell him everything once in a while about themselves or the outside world. However, Kyo does not feel like it, so she says it is not good to share that with him because it is enough for him to live happily with her, here for the rest of his life. She shows love to him and claims that he has no need to know anything and says that they should do fun things every day. Besides, some things are better left unknown. However, she says that she will tell him one thing if he wants to know about her while uncovering her melons. She asks him what he wants to know about her and questions if he is interested in measuring her melons. She claims that she has the biggest melons among her sisters, and those are very soft and heavy. Kyo gets near him and says that she wants to teach him more, but he pushes her away, and she asks with teary eyes if he is not interested in her. Mondo says that he wants to know about her hobbies, and she starts to make fun of him while asking if he thinks this is a date. Kyo finds him interesting and then takes him to his room. Mondo notices that the room seems different from before, and she tells him that this is not anyone's room, so he can feel free to use it however he wants to. Mondo asks her if she is not going to keep him in that room, and she says no because it is a hassle for her. Mondo asks her if she does not think that he can mess with her, and Kyo with a smile on her face mentions that there is no way he can do that to her. She asks him in a taunting way if he wants to give it a try, and Mondo thinks about the guards who beat him up earlier. Kao then shows him the key and says the person he gives those keys to will be the one to stay together with him and take care of him. She explains that they are all fighting for that key because everyone wants him. Mondo claims that he has returned it twice, and Kyo makes fun of him and says that he is not popular at all, but still in the end, everyone wants him. So she will let him decide. She tells him about the eldest sister, Tatsumigahara Akane, then the second daughter, Aoi. Afterwards, it is Midori, and then it is Momo. The last one is her, Kyo. She tells him to give the key to the one who he thinks took good care of him among them. She tells him that whoever gets the key has to take good care of him. She further mentions that the one who gets that key has to take care of every sort of thing for him, and Mondo asks her if she is tricking him again because she is giving that kind of information without any reason. Kao says that she is telling him this right now because she just thought that it would be more interesting this way, and she is looking forward to seeing who he will choose. Meanwhile, he thinks if he gives her the keys, will she take care of him daily? He is worrying because she is a little scary sometimes, but she is basically a cute girl. He thinks that with a girl like her, even things like that, he is ready for anything. He imagines her in a very good position and then thinks that if he cannot escape, then he would not mind choosing one of these beautiful girls to take care of him. It is because he is tired and he does not really care about what happens anymore. Mondo goes back to his room and lays on his bed while thinking that in the end, he did not give it to Aoi, but the next time they meet, he is ready to give her so that she can stop being harsh to him. While these thoughts are running through his mind, Midori walks into the room and he gets up as he gets scared. He asks her what she wants from him, and she says that she is going to feel light right there. She wants him to watch her while Mondo is shocked after seeing her doing it. She places a huge tub on the floor and gets ready to feel light. Before doing it, she says that she should not do something like that, but she wants to apologize for the things she did. Mondo closes his eyes and asks, why is she doing this, and asks her to stop showing the valley here. Midori says that she cannot help herself because she likes to mess with the person she likes. Moreover, she gets irritated easily, and she can be mean and useless, but she wants him not to hate her. That is why she wants to do something that makes her feel embarrassed. Mondo runs to stop her and says this should not be done this way and asks her to cover her valley. However, it is too late now, and the water already came out of the valley. She starts to cry because she has no idea how to stop it. Therefore, she apologizes for everything because she did not mean to make such a mess, but Mondo tries to stay calm and says that he should not have said something so early either. Midori then takes the towel and says that she is not sure if she should take it and asks him to help her with the cleaning floor task. Mondo takes the wipe, and she asks him if he is not angry anymore, and he claims that he has never been angry at her while thinking that he was really scared though. Midori finds him kind and gets close to him to thank him for everything he has done for her. She shows love to him and then leaves the room, while Mondo is shocked that he got love from a girl and he saw the valley for the first time. He was also surprised to see her getting light, and she was shaking with tears in her eyes. He finds it loving and wonders if this is another one of their schemes. He keeps thinking about it and wonders if someone would do this. Mondo is tired of thinking about everything, so he decides to go with the flow while Midori feels bad for her actions. She decides to be patient and not to fail again. After some time, a girl walks into the room and brings a meal for Mondo-kun. She keeps the meal on the table, and Mondo thinks that she might be the fifth daughter known as Momo-chan. She seems quiet to him, and then he asks her about the uniform, if it is not from the prestigious middle school, as it is a very famous school. He says that he heard about it from Aoi, and he is pretty sure that she also used to go. However, Momo seems angry, and she tells him to eat the meal quietly as she has to eat, while Mondo thinks what she did right now is too scary. He thinks about giving her the key even though she is too unfriendly, because she will end up taking care of him, but he tries to stop thinking about it. Momo takes the lunch out of the room after he is done eating, and then it is night time. Mondo-kun tries to sleep on his bed, and the door opens slightly through which the light comes into the room. Momo-chan walks in with a toy weapon and points it towards him. Mondo opens his eyes when he notices something touching his face. He gets scared because he thinks that he might end up getting beaten up by her. Therefore, he sits on the bed while mentioning that he has no intentions of running away from there and claims that he will hand the keys over to someone as he has been told to do. Momo makes fun of him because he got scared of a toy and says that he is still as lame as ever. Momo says that if it was real, there have been a mess before having this conversation with her. Mondo asks her why she is doing all this, and she says that it is a warning because it seems like he has not quite taken the situation he is in right now. She says if things continue like this, he will be beaten up again, and Mondo says that it happened earlier because he suddenly jumped at her and maybe Oe did not intend to hurt him. He claims that she is not that kind of girl because he has been talking to her recently. Momo walks out of the room and says that she understands now that he is a very idiot and hopeless person. She says that he has been caught and put in danger, and yet he says such things. She advises him to make the best out of it and enjoy himself until the day he is beaten up. She says before her sister brings him the breakfast, he should get freshened up. Mondo asks her why she is saying such things because he was trying hard not to think about such things, but it is impossible for him to forget that now. He asks her what he is supposed to do, but it seems like she has already left. In the morning, Akan-san, the elder daughter, brings in the breakfast for him and greets him before entering the room. She says that it looks like he has not slept well because she can guess from the looks of him. Akan-san is always gentle and loving, but she is still their sister. Before Mondo-kun could say anything, she takes out her melons and shows him, so that he can feel better as it seems like he is feeling down. She tells him to eat those melons whenever he wants to and puts them right into his mouth. Then she asks if he finds them delicious while Mondo feels like they are too soft and seems to melt away, but it is also hard and sweet like candy. He tries to push her away and she questions if it hurts. Mondo, with a questionable tone, asks her why did this, and she explains that he did not seem to feel good. She asks him if he likes melons and tells him not to hold back because he can have them as much as he wants. She makes him eat those melons and then finds him cute. Then she shows love on his head and says that he has worked really hard till now. She was watching him the whole time and she knew that he had done his best. Meanwhile, Mondo thinks about the memories of the girl who used to live next door and he wonders why this has happened to him since he has come here. Amidst, Akan gets back and he asks her if she is okay. What she replies is that she is fine and there is nothing to worry about anything. He notices injuries when he gets close to her, but he cannot notice them while he is away from her. Therefore, he asks her about it and she picks up a fork and makes an injury while saying that these are very easy to get. She keeps hurting herself and then says that it is very easy. Mondo gets shocked and drops the key, so she asks if he lost it. He remembers the importance of that key and tries to pick that up, and Akane tries to help him, but he stops her from doing it. She asks him what is wrong with him because he looks too frightened, and Mondo thinks that he cannot let her have this key and wonders what should he do about it. He keeps thinking about it and then swallows the key to hide it from her and tells her to stop fighting over it as the key is gone now. He loses consciousness, and when he wakes up, Akane is standing next to him while worrying about his health. She says that he scared her and he asks her if she really got scared. Akane says that he ate the key and if the treatment was delayed, it would have been a big trouble. Amidst, he notices a new key hanging on his neck and she tells him not to swallow it again, and Mondo knows that he would end up like that. Akane can feel his work to resist them, and she says that she loves someone with that kind of passion. She gets close to him and says that she also wants him and takes out the melon. Then she tells him that if he feels down again, he can have her melons whenever he wants to, but Mondo says he does not want it and she finds it cute. After some time, she says that she would love to play with him, but it is time for her to go to work. She leaves the room and Mondo thinks that it worked, but he almost gets caught again. He knew that he could not trust those people and choosing to run away from them was the right decision. However, the sisters will not let that happen and there is a strange masked man outside. Therefore, he cannot escape under those circumstances. He wishes to have a guard too. Meanwhile, Akane thinks about him while standing on the balcony that he has not changed at all, even after all those years. She knows that they have met after so many years, but he is still as he was back then. On the other side, it is mealtime and Momo-chan walks into the room with the meal. He asks her if she was on duty yesterday too. And she explains that a certain someone caught a cold, so she came in here instead of her. She explains that a certain someone got into the rain and that is why they caught the cold. Momo-chan keeps the meal on the table and leaves the room. Mondo thinks that she treats him badly compared to her sisters, and it is not that she hates him, but it seems like she is not interested. He thinks that she is the only one who would never cooperate with him no matter what happens. He thinks about her and then asks her if he should give that key to Aoi. Momo-chan angrily asks if she did not warn him, and Mondo says that he is going to trust Aoi. Momo asks him if he has forgotten that she has beaten him up, and he says that she had her reasons. She tells him to realize quickly that he has been tricked again, and Mondo asks her if she likes Aoi or not. Momo angrily says that she is completely fed up with him and then angrily looks at him, which makes him happy. She asks him what he wants, and he says that he is confused among the sisters. She seems like she is the only one who is not interested in him, but suddenly she starts interacting with him a lot. He asks her if she is worried that her beloved sister will fall in love with him, and she tells him to stop thinking like that and claims that this is the reason he gets fooled too easily. Mondo, with a smile on his face, claims that it might be true, but if he is going to run away from this house, he cannot do that alone. He gets up and says that he does not know what reasons they have, but he knows that she is trying her best to prevent him from running away, and that is why he is asking her to be his helper. Then he says if she refuses, then he will ask Aoi next time, but if she helps him, he will not ask her, and makes a deal with Momo-chan.